So I'm excited to welcome to the stage Balaji Baktha. He is a founder, president, and CEO and chairman of Ventana Microsystems. He is an experienced semiconductor executive and a serial technology entrepreneur and investor. Today, Balaji will discuss the rapid adoption of RISC-V for high-performance applications and take a look at the next gen of RISC-V processors and domain-specific acceleration that makes it possible. Please welcome Balaji to the stage.
Oh. Good morning. Can you hear me okay? All right, excellent. Thank you for joining. I'm Balaji Baktha, founder and CEO of Ventana Micro. It's a great time to be in RISC-V. I think you got a lot of exciting highlights of the accomplishments that we've made over the past year from Callista. It's an exciting time to be bringing RISC-V to applications that can be served exclusively, if not exclusively, mainly by RISC-V's unique capabilities. I'm going to talk about that today. Last year, about 12 months ago, at the last RISC-V Summit, Ventana made a momentous announcement by bringing Weon V2 to the market by essentially pulling RISC-V to the same league as ARM as well as x86 architectures when it comes to high-performance use cases and applications. It's been a huge opportunity for us to bridge the performance gap that existed and bring RISC-V to the same league as other ISAs and enable customers to be able to innovate the way they have always been looking to do. Since that introduction, we have engaged dozens of customers across all high-performance markets. Is that possible to close the door back there? Thank you. Yeah. So since then, we've been able to talk to several customers across many of these high-performance applications. And I can tell you the interest level for RISC-V amongst high-performance customers is extremely high. I just want to give you a quick update on what these market segments are and where are we seeing all this excitement. Data center. As the data center customers embark on the next generation of data center architecture that's going from predominantly scalar-centric to scalar plus vector and accelerator-centric, RISC-V happens to be the best ISA. They really can take advantage of the unique capabilities that RISC-V brings to bear. So they are, almost all of the hyperscalers that we're working with have made plans for RISC-V. Isn't that great? All hyperscalers are making plans for RISC-V that have been working with RISC-V in the past year. Thanks to high-performance capability, they have no reason not to embark on RISC-V, knowing fully well it's going to be able to support their use cases in the way they want to see them done. Next, we also got a lot of the high-performance customers, HPC class customers, embracing RISC-V. You go to Europe. If you take a look at what's going on in Europe, you'll see HPC class customers are jumping on RISC-V 100%. The next major market is automotive. So if you look at automotives, they are moving from your traditional architectures to a zonal architecture. Zonal architecture behaves almost like servers on wheels. They don't want to be using the same silicon, same software, same algorithms. They want to be able to innovate. To innovate, you need an architecture that allows you to do it. RISC-V happens to be that. We are talking to more than a dozen large automotive OEMs, ODMs, and integrators in the supply chain. They all are engaged with RISC-V. As a matter of fact, there was a work group that was happening in Brussels focused on automotive architecture. We had an opportunity to meet with all the OEMs. We've been able to validate that each and every one of them sees RISC-V playing a vital role in how they see their own roadmap evolving. So automotive, as it goes from the existing architecture to more of a zonal, for IVI, in-vehicle infotainment, as well as ADAS, there's great opportunity. The next one, Gen AI and Edge. When you can combine the strength of RISC-V's scalar, plus thanks to the vector spec that we've been able to validate and bring to silicon as of beginning of this year, you can go after all of the Gen AI inference use cases with RISC-V architecture. And we can talk about that too. So we've been talking to a lot of players. They would rather have one unified architecture that does it, mainly for inference use cases. Last but not the least, at the last RISC-V summit, you saw our friends from Google get up on the stage and say they're going to be treating RISC-V as one of the major ICEs for Android support. So that has set off a huge amount of momentum behind mobile class opportunities. So across the board, we've been able to see significant traction. We introduced the product. The market is looking for RISC-V in each and every one of these markets for their own specific unique needs that existing ISAs are unable to provide. Great, significant momentum. How do we go from momentum to mainstream? By achieving performance parity, we've been able to convince people that we have an architecture that can really go into these high-performance applications. But a CPU core alone isn't going to cut it. You need to take more of a platform-level strategy. That's exactly what RISC-V International set out to do. And I'm really delighted that our customers recognize the work that's been put in by RISC-V International by standardizing platform-level offering, bringing in hypervisor capability. RVV 1.0 brings you a fairly strong vector specification, bringing that into an RISC-V architecture and standardizing it allows for people to be able to take advantage of it, plus vector crypto that's in the making. So when you look at those key capabilities, that bridges most of the gaps that they had seen exist before. So this year, we've been able to do all of that. And then we've been able to define system-level IP building blocks that are absolutely necessary for you to have platform-level standardization across all vendors. So that's something that we've been able to achieve. And on the heels of that, RISE. RISE gives you the capability to bring in everybody's work together, compile it into streams of work that can be leveraged by our OEMs in a manner that gives them tremendous amount of confidence. So RISE, a huge advantage. Last but not the least, it's got nothing to do with RISC-V per se, but customers love modular, scalable, chiplet-based architectures. RISC-V's ability to give you extensibility fits right in with chiplets' value proposition. The ability to bring in chiplets with RISC-V has been a huge advantage. And that's something that gives you two main capabilities that our customers care about. One, domain-specific acceleration implemented in a modular fashion, tightly coupled with the RISC-V CPU, and composability. So two key advantages there. I'm going to, in the interest of time, skip to how are we accomplishing all of this? We announced Weon V1 last year. I'm delighted to bring you Weon V2, a processor that's been in the making for about 18 months. Look at that performance. Compared to Weon V1, we've been able to push Weon V2 performance by 40% higher. UCIe chiplet capability, full vector extension support, full server class IOMMU. And then we also have been able to implement domain-specific acceleration capability that's tightly coupled with the CPU that allows hyperscalers, automotive OEMs, and everybody else to be able to innovate and implement it in a way that they like, wrap it with an easy-to-use SDK. That's what we've been able to do. And to talk about the underpinnings of this, I'm going to have my friend, our chief architect, co-founder, Greg Favor, on the stage.
Well, hello, everyone. Nice to see you all today. I'm going to touch on a lot of the critical pieces to enabling the creation of RISC-V platforms for high-performance applications. This starts with RISC-V architecture establishing parity with the other CPU architectures. It's great to say that over the past several years, through the work of all of us, we've accomplished that. And even as we speak, RISC-V architecture continues to advance. The next key thing is high-performance CPU cores. With our Weon V2, we've accomplished a major 40% IPC performance increase. And equally important, we've accomplished that in a very power-efficient way through a wide variety of microarchitectural techniques. To support all that, you need a high-performance cache hierarchy. We have a three-level hierarchy, 1.5 megabytes of cache private to each core, as well as up to 128 megabytes of cache within that's cluster-level shared cache. Equally important to tie this all together is a high-performance, very low-latency, coherent interconnect to tie everything together. And in particular, it needs to be done in a way that enables efficient scaling to high core counts both within each cluster as well as across, having a large number of clusters in the system. So you can scale up to as high as 192 cores in a system. What's also a key ingredient in all this is enterprise class Raz. That starts with protecting all RAMs, having data scrubbers on your large caches. A key part is a data poisoning architecture that enables you to isolate and contain errors. Security, of course, continues to grow in importance. We had the advantage of building a microarchitecture from the ground up that incorporates a wide variety of mitigations for side channel attacks. Equally important is support for secure boot and various forms of authentication of firmware, software, and hardware components going into a platform. Another key puzzle piece is chiplet technology. That enables the efficient creation of a wide variety of RISC-V-based platforms optimized for different applications. And to enable this, you need a very high performance die-to-die standard interconnect based on UCIe now. We also provide to our customers transaction and link layer die-to-die controller IP that gives very low latency so as to really maintain abstractions as if it's the performance latencies of a monolithic SoC. As we all know, Moore's Law has been tailing off over the recent years. One of the key touchstones for a lot of our customers now is workload or domain-specific acceleration. And that's what enables reestablishing a form of system-level Moore's Law. We've developed a DSA solution that provides both high performance in a very programmable way. Later this afternoon, we have a demo that will be showing that off. Also important, as Balaji mentioned earlier, is key RISC-V specific system-level IP, such as IOMMU and the advanced interrupt architecture. And we provide a high-performance implementation of those to our customers. Equally important to all of this is the software side, the software ecosystem. We helped found RISE earlier this year with the goal of working to mature the RISC-V software ecosystem with high-quality, optimized software for a wide range of applications. And this kind of summarizes all the key puzzle pieces to enable RISC-V platforms for high-performance applications. There you go.
Thank you, Greg. So as you can see, it's not just CPU. The layers of innovation that's gone into making V2 are extremely compelling. This is what our customers really love about building a core, driving momentum, bridging gap, inspiring confidence, and then taking it to a whole system-level implementation that they can bring into their sockets relatively easily, painlessly. That's what this is all about. So Weon V2 builds on the momentum we started with V1, pushes performance up by 40%. We got DSA, domain-specific acceleration capability, that's being introduced today at our booth. That is yet another compelling innovation that's working on top of what we've already done at the CPU cluster level. It's a full framework, including compiler level optimization that's been done in a manner that DSA could be implemented with complete transparency to the workload. So you don't have to do anything at the upper layers. So that level of innovation means full stack acceleration. So we brought that to market. And what we are seeing is customers across all key markets are really excited about RISC-V. They can't wait to lay their hands on one of these systems sometime next year. So a lot of great stuff happening around RISC-V, and we're delighted to take the charter forward with V2. Come join the revolution. Let's just go make RISC-V happen in real sockets next year. And with that, I'd like to say thank you for the opportunity. We have a booth, and Greg is going to be presenting more of the in-depth details of Weon V2 tomorrow. Please come join that session. So thank you for the opportunity, and great time to be at RISC-V.